So this is how I play backgammon with kids. This is called the bear-off tray here on the right, and I put all of red's checkers this way and blue matches. And each player rolls one die. And let's say that blue rolls a 4 and red rolls a 3. Then blue gets to go first, and blue gets to move a 4 and a 3. And then picks up the dice, and then red gets to roll 2 dice. And if red rolls a 6 and a 5, red gets to move a 6 and a 5, and so on. And you take turns until all the checkers are off. Now, the rules of backgammon are that you can move when you roll a 6 and a 5, you can move one checker 6 and another checker 5. Or you can, if you roll a 6 and a 2, you can just move one checker 6 and then 2. The best way to play and the best way to win is you have to get all of your checkers in this section here, which is your inner board, before you can start taking checkers off. So if I rolled a 6 and a 2 and I was red, I would move this checker 6 to here, and I would move this checker 2 to here. I would try to get them in to this point as efficiently as possible. Then after you get all the checkers in, you can start taking your checkers off. Now the rules for taking checkers off is very simple. Let's say you roll a 6 and a 5. You can take off a checker off the 6 and a checker off the 5. Let's say you rolled a 4 and a 2. You can take your checker off the 4 and a checker off the 2. Now let's say you rolled a 4, but you don't have a 4 here to play. Well, you can't take a checker off. You have to move one of these guys 4. So I would move this guy 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I would take the 2 off. Now, let's say you had your checkers something like this. You started taking a bunch of checkers off, and you roll a 6 or a 5. If you don't have a 6 or a 5 to play, you can play it off of here. So you can play the higher number down by the lower number, and the first one to get their checkers off wins. Now, there's one other rule that you need to know in playing backgammon, and the rule is what happens if you roll doubles. If you roll doubles, you don't, like say you roll 2 and 2, you don't get to move. Let's make say you roll 4 and 4. You don't get to move one checker 4 and another checker 4. You get to move 4 times. No matter how many times you get to move 4 times. So if you roll double 3s, you get to move 4 3s. So I would move this one 3 and 3. That's 2, and then I would move this one 3 to here, and this one 3 to here. I get 4 movements when you roll doubles. So doubles is very exciting, and the first one to get their checkers off wins. Now you can play for points too. If you get your checkers off and the other person has 3 checkers left, you win 3 points. But you can just play each game is the simplest way to play when you're playing with a young kid. So that's the basic way to play. Now, if you want to get into regular backgammon, here is the setup. Here's how it starts. Red moves this way, blue moves this way, and again, everybody rolls 1 dice. Now, the player who's playing blue on this side has to roll on this side of the board, and red always rolls on this side of the board, and you never roll until your opponent finishes the move and picks up their dice. That's the rules of backgammon. I hope this is easy for you, and don't worry about the doubling cube. Just have a race for a while, learn how to count 6 and 5 and how to move the checkers and get them off first. Play just a race. We'll worry about regular backgammon when the kids played for about 6 months or a year and gets a little bit older and doing from this position. Hope this is understandable, and glad to see that my sweet little Evie is playing backgammon. And you too, Christy. Thank you. Bye.